What's going on, folks? So today I'm going to be checking out a band called Godspear. Cool band name, by the way. I dig it. And the name of the song is Eye of the Storm. And from what I can gather, this is only the second song they've ever released as a band. So really, really exciting stuff. Between the band name and all that, I'm quite excited. And like I said, I think this is only the second song they've released. So I missed the first single, but I'm jumping on the bandwagon here for the second one. And let's have a listen and see what we got, shall we? Rangers, go.
Seek the glory of the end, that time of judgment.
interesting one here, folks, because I feel like musically this song is really good. Really, really good. I mean, there is a lot of really cool dynamics at play, and I feel like this is one of those songs where it's more interesting on the back end than the front end. Because in the background, even while the vocal melody and all that is going, there's a lot of cool stuff happening music wise. Cool guitar riffs and melodies, great keyboard and all that. The drum work is great, and the bass, is really, really good. And so I was listening, and, as you start from like the front layer and you start going back from there, there's just a lot of interesting, really cool stuff happening back there. And I feel like this song gets diluted in the vocal melody. I'm not saying the vocals themselves. Nothing wrong with the vocals. Maybe I would like a little bit more pizzazz or something, because the song really has a lot of personality to it. So maybe a little bit more variety in vocals going on, maybe some screams, maybe, just a little bit something. It feels a little bit restrained vocal wise. So I would like the vocalist to just really kind of let loose, because this is the sort of song where you can just let loose vocally, because this song, like I said, a lot of personality, a lot of dynamics, there's a lot happening. And I feel like every time the vocal melodies came into play, the music would become simpler. And the song, I feel like it's a detriment to the song itself, because there's so much cool stuff happening. So if they were able to weave in a vocal melody that suited that changing dynamic and cool personality style of the music, it would have suited the song better. Because every time vocals came up, the music itself, especially on the front end, on the back end, especially in the verses and things like that, there's some cool stuff happening. But in the forefront, everything becomes a little bit more simple, to accommodate a vocal melody. Whereas I just wish it would have been interwoven a little bit more with the really cool shifting dynamics of the music, as opposed to the music catering to the vocal melody. I wish the vocal melody would have just been embedded within the music instead. Something along those lines, because the music is sick. I really love the keyboard and like the synth, a little bit. It really, really neat. I love a lot of the guitar riffs. The drum work is great. The bass work is excellent as well. And, I feel there's that main musical melody. Bum, ba-da-da, bum, ba-da-da, bum, ba-da-da. I wish that could have been worked into maybe the chorus. Not necessarily the vocal melody following that pattern, but that melody kind of being within the chorus musically, and maybe a little bit more pizzazz to it. And then the vocal melody kind of working around that, just to kind of give it almost like a jig-worthy kind of feel. It just would have been different, because particularly the chorus, the melody in the chorus, it really just gets a little bit redundant the way that it is. Like I find myself losing interest, because you keep hearing the same kind of snippet like 4 times, like throughout the chorus. And so every time it comes up, you're kind of going through the motions, and then you move on. I wish there was a little bit more variety to the chorus. And then again, even throughout the verses and things, there could have been a little bit more creativity with the verses, because the music is very creative. I really, really love the music of this song and the direction of the song. But again, it feels like the music just shifted and catered to more of a simplified vocal melody, as opposed to continuing like the really cool kind of creative aspect of the music, and the vocal melody being worked into that instead. That's just kind of my thoughts on it. I love the bridge, like the the keyboard and guitar solos and everything. Like I said, the music was really really great. I, the only thing I feel like kind of takes away from the song a bit is the simplicity of the vocal melodies. Again, not saying the vocals themselves, the vocal melodies. And as I said before, it could have benefited from the vocalist playing around a little bit more, just having a little bit more freedom to kind of change it up, because as it is, it's very by the numbers, the vocal melody. So I would have liked just a little bit more of a personality in there with that, because you have this really, really cool, unique, dynamic, very heavy with the personality music, but then the vocal melody is a little bit more by the numbers. So you kind of have that conflict there. So if it could have been woven in a little bit better with the music, instead of the music catering for the vocals, I think that would have worked out. So I'm very interested, though, very intrigued by this band, because again, I really like their style. I like their vibe. I like what they got something here. They really really do. And if they just refine it a little bit, mold it, a little bit, craft it in a way so every aspect is as unique and personalized and creative as all the other aspects, then I think we could really have something here. So that's my thoughts on that. Not a bad song, but definitely I feel like it could have been more than what we got. Essentially, it could have been refined a bit more. But yeah, no, I'm intrigued by this band. I'm very curious to see what else they continue to release. Let me know in the comments down below. Uh, what are your thoughts on this song? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Uh, Feel free to tell me that I have no idea what I'm talking about. You loved every aspect of this song, what have you. Great. I would be so stoked that you did. But yeah, just let me know your thoughts on this song. Let me know, are you curious about this band? Or are you intrigued to see what else they continue to drop? Let's talk about it all in the comments down below, and I'll catch you next time. Ranger.